money is actually a tripartite. And when I say tripartite, what I'm saying here is that money has the present, money has the past, and money has the future. Or you can say that money has the past, present, and the future. So when you're saying that money is actually a tripartite, it means that money has three multi-dimensional role that it plays in our lives. It plays the part of the present, it plays the part of the past, and it also plays the part of the future. Now, the question is that people find it very, very difficult to actually save money. We are actually in an era where people earn money and also spend the money. There is no room for any form of saving. You see, in our contemporary time, saving money is very imperative. It is very, very important. It is obligatory. If you want to be rich, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be surplus, if you don't want a life of want, if you don't want a life where you have to go through some horrible or ugly experiences in the future, then the time to actually invest is now. When you don't save money, when you don't invest money, you are actually not safe. And that's why if you want to be safe, if you want to have a future that is full of bliss, a future full of happiness, a future full of fulfillment, a future that is devoid of any form of suffering, then you need to save money. You see, in our lifetime, all the money we make are not usually paid to us at once. The money we make in life, we actually earn it at one particular time or the other in our lives. And as we earn this money, it is very important that we need to know that money is actually a tool. When you understand that money is actually a tool, and as a tool, it is supposed to be used very, very well, then we can now be in a position to understand the dynamics of money. So in our lifetime, all the money we earn are not paid to us once. And because they are not paid to us once, there is a need for us to make use of this money very, very well. Once you earn the money, that is, once you are paid your salary, or you are actually paid for the services you are rendered to people, it is very important for you to make sure that you use the money properly, because failing to plan is planning to fail. So you need to avoid the rat race, you need to avoid the unforeseen circumstances and situations of life, because life actually happens. And when life actually happens and we are not prepared, we might be taken on our way. And that is why it is very important for us to understand that money is actually a trinity. There is the past, there is the present, and there is also the future whenever we earn money. Listen to this word. Anytime you get paid, anytime you earn a salary, anytime you earn a particular amount of money, that money that has been given to you has the past, has the present, and has the future. And that is why I say that money is actually a tripartite or a tripartite. That is, it has the past, it has the present, and it has the future. Now, what do I mean by money has the past? You see, in life, we always use money for one thing or the other. Whether in the past, if we are actually obligated to settle some debt, or money we are owing people, or in the present when we want to use that money for a particular thing or the other, or in the future when we actually invest that money. And that is why it is very important that money end should be focused on the fact that it is actually a tripartite. It has the future, it has the past, and it has the present, or it has the past, it has the present, or it has the future. You have to be very careful when you are actually handling money. You see, when you don't handle money very well, or when you don't make use of money very well, or you earn the money and you don't invest and save that part of the money for the future, or even for the present, or even for the past, you are actually, eating away your future. You are actually eating away your future. And that is why I've always emphasized that money end should be divided into savings, investment, and spending. Savings, investment, and spending. That is, when you earn money, the first thing you should do is to first set aside some money for investment. Then you can save some part of the money. The remaining part of the money is what you are going to spend. You are going to spend at the end of the day. The first thing when you earn your money is to first invest some part of that money into investment portfolios. Then you also separate some part of that money into what I call the savings for emergency, and you also what spend the rest of that money. The money that's actually remaining is actually the money you are going to spend at the end of the day. So savings and investment are very, very, very crucial in our life. So when we don't invest, when we don't save our money, but we spend all the money without any plan for the money, we are actually eating away our future, which is not very, very, very good. So you need to separate the past, the present, and the future whenever you earn money. So you need to separate the past, the present, and the future whenever you earn money. And it is also important for you to divide your money into three parts, which is savings, investment, and spending. And there is actually a ratio you can actually use, which I've discussed in my previous video. I said you can actually use what I call 60-20-20, or you can use what I call 50-30-20, depending on how much you are actually earning. When you actually invest your money, you are actually investing into the future. So it is very important that when you earn your money, don't spend all the money immediately, but be very pragmatic, be very resilient, have a budgetary plan for your money, how you are going to spend your money, and work towards this budgetary plan by not deviating from it. You see, becoming wealthy, becoming rich in life is actually a decade of sacrifice. If somebody tells you now that he becomes rich within a twinkling of a eye or overnight, well, I can't answer that question. But if you want to build legitimate wealth, it is very imperative that for you to build up that wealth, you have to go through some certain stages. And that's why we actually refer to it as a decade of sacrifice. What you actually invest, what you actually save will determine your tomorrow. What you actually save and invest, most especially in the area of investment, will determine how your future is going to be like. Because you see, investment actually compounds. That is, if you are able to save for a particular period of time, for example, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and so on, you are going to discover that your money is going to compound over time. For example, if you are actually saving 1 million naira every year, if you actually succeed in saving 1 million naira every year for the next 20 years, by the compound calculation, you are going to have about 43.6 or 43.5 million naira in your investment portfolio, which can actually fund your lifestyle, and you can actually retire at the end of the day. So what we're saying in there is that it is possible for you to actually retire at the age of 45 years, and that's why we call it a decade of sacrifice, and that is why we call it a method or a mode of resiliency and pragmaticness for you to actually go through this process of decade of sacrifice. Unfortunately, our support system in our own part of the world, or in our contemporary society, or in a capitalist society, most especially in a developing country, the support system is actually very, very, very poor. And that is why in this economic situation that is characterized by high level of inflation, by high level of cost of living, we discover that people are actually unable to save money. But that notwithstanding, if we are very articulate and very pragmatic and very resilient and disciplined with your money, you can still save something at the end of the day, because a little drop of water will actually make a mighty ocean. So we need to activate the trinity of money. We need to activate the tripartite of money by actually splitting our money into the past, the present, and the future. The future is where the reality actually lies. So the future is very, very important. And in that future is where we have the investment. If you are able to save your money consistently, if you are able to save your money and invest your money consistently for a decade or for 2 decades, you are going to discover and be flabbergasted by the amount or the gargantuan amount of money you are going to have at the end of the day, because investment actually compounds. Investment actually compounds. That is, investment grows over time, and it's actually a decade of sacrifice. So don't forget that when you earn your money, you need to make sure that you use that money to settle your past. You need to use that money to settle the present, and you need to use that money to invest into the future, the past, the present, and the future. And that is the tripartite of money. So anytime you earn money, it is very imperative and very obligatory or compulsory for you to begin to activate the tripartite of money, the trinity of money. You see, money is actually a spirit. Money is actually a spirit, and because it is actually a spirit, it has a soul and it lives in the body, and money has a body. The embodiment of money is a physical cash you are actually owing, and that is the body of the money. The value of the money is what that money can actually get you at the end of the day when you spend the money, because money is actually a spirit, and as a spirit you need to know how to spend that money. You need to know the dynamics of that money, and you need to know that money is actually a tool, and that is why money is actually meant to work for us and not us working for money. You need to understand that money as a spirit needs to work for you and not you working for money. And that is why you need to understand that as an individual, you must invest your money. And when you invest your money, that is when money starts working for you. Money start having a multiplier effect for you. You see, money is governed by impulse, or we as human beings are governed by impulse, we are governed by desires, and we are also governed by choices. Impulse, that is, we always have this insatiable urge to consume everything. But as a human being, you should be able to discipline yourself and restrain yourself from buying everything you see. And as a human being too, we have desires to achieve one thing or the other. But unfortunately, we cannot achieve every one of them at all or at the same time. Then as a human being too, we also have choices. So because of the fact that you have the choices, you have to be what I call a rational consumer. A rational consumer. Every penny spent, or every naira spent, or every dollar spent must be well accounted for. And that is why you have to be very prudent, you have to be very wise, you have to be very articulate, you have to be very pragmatic and be responsible for every money you actually spent. So as a human being, we are governed by the impulse, by desires and their choices. As a human being, as a rational consumer, you need to be able to conquer money. And for you to be able to conquer money, it is when you are actually investing your money, when you actually send money on an errand, when you actually make money to work for you, as against you working for money. So if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be rich, if you want to be superfluous, if you want to be surplus, if you want to be abundant, then you need to understand the intricacies and the dynamics of this money. That those that conquers money are those that makes money to work for them, where money is growing for them, where money is working for them, where money is generating more wealth and more wealth for them, which is actually a reality. There are some people in the world today that are making money in our contemporary society because they have been able to conquer money. You see, the soul of money is the value of money. The soul of money is the value of the currency in the market. The soul of money is the value of the currency in the market. That is, the value of the currency in the market is the soul of the currency. And that is why if you go all over the world today, the dollar is actually the central medium of what? Of exchange when it comes to international trade. Because of the soul of the value of the dollar. The value of the money is actually determined by the market forces. That is the demand and supply of that particular currency. And that's why some of you will say, why is that Nigerian naira is not stronger than the American dollar? Why is it that the dollar keeps appreciating and the naira continues to depreciate in their value? It is as a result of the currency, the value of the currency in relation to each other. So this is determined by what? By the forces of demand and supply, which is the market forces. The body of money is actually the currency. The body of money is actually the currency. Now, as a takeaway, you see, the spirit of money is actually called mammon. The spirit of money is actually called mammon. For those of you that don't know, then know today that when you talk about money, the spirit of money is actually what called mammon. Now, mammon is actually what a name that's given to that entity that controls money, or that entity that represents money. So, and that's why we say that money is actually a spirit. Money is actually a spirit, and as a spirit, you need to conquer money by making that money to work for you, by sending that money on an errand for you. And how do you make money to go on an errand for you? When you are saying you are sending money on an island, it simply means that you are actually making money to grow for you. You are actually making money to work for you. You are actually making money to go out there and bring more money for you at the end of the day. And how do you do this? It's actually when you invest your money as opposed to what? Earning the money and spending the money immediately. When we are talking about money is actually a tool for the fulfillment of a purpose. Money is actually a tool, and as a tool, it must be put into operation. The reason why some people are not making money today is because they do not understand the intricacies. They do not have what I call financial education. They do not understand the dynamics of money. They do not understand how money actually works. Money is a spirit, and because it's actually a spirit, you are not supposed to spend all your money. You must put your money into operation by making your money to work for you. Now, if you want further videos or information we get into those aspect of the economy that you can actually invest your money into, my videos are there that can actually assist you, because I've done videos on the S&P 500, I've done videos on the equity trust fund, I've done videos on the ETFs, mutual funds, and the rest of them. These videos are there for you to go about and watch them. Money is actually a servant. You must know that. Money is a servant, and because it's actually a servant, you must put it into operation by making that money to actually work for you. But however, despite the fact that money is a servant, it's also a bad master. It becomes a bad master when you are unable to utilize that money to fetch more money for you, to make more money for you, to work for you, and to grow for you. So money is a servant, and for that reason, you must make money to work for you. You must make that money to grow for you. You must make that money to generate more income, more revenue, and make more money for you. You see, money loves those that actually put it into operation. And who are those that are actually putting money into operation? They are the so-called investors and the entrepreneurs. Like I said earlier, like I always say in my video, we are in a capitalist system where you need financial education. To prosper, to make money in this system, you need to understand how money works. That we are actually a financial system where you need what we call financial education that will not be taught to you when you actually go to any level of educational development or any level of educational advancement. And that is why you need videos like this, that you can be able to understand how money actually works. Money works in a dynamic way. And for that reason, it is also important for you to know that it is wrong of you, or for you to actually put your money in the savings where your money is not actually generating anything for you. So money does not like to be idle. Money likes to work. Money likes to move around. It doesn't like idleness. So when you put your money in the bank account and you put it in the savings account, it doesn't generate any value for you. It doesn't generate any interest for you. It doesn't generate any surplus value for you. It doesn't generate anything for you. But rather, it is making other people rich. So when you put your money in a bank account as a savings, you are making other people rich. You are making the banks to be rich. You are making other people to be rich, because the bank is going to give out your money to other people that actually understands the dynamics of money, that actually understand how they can actually make money to work for them. And that is why it is not advisable for you to keep your money in a savings account. Money does not like idleness. Money does not like to stay in one particular place. It likes moving around. So learn today, understand today, that putting your money in a savings account will not generate any value for you. Then for some people too, they will tell you that they're actually saving for the future. Unfortunately, by the time inflation comes like a thief in the night, that money you think you are saving in the bank account will lose value and cannot be able to create any value at all. But you are actually, if you are actually an investor, Your money is working for you, and we also surpass inflation during the time of inflationary trend, and that's why money must be put into operation. So money is supposed to serve us and not us serving money. Money is supposed to serve you and not you serving money. Now, as a takeaway, before I actually finish this video, I will quickly talk about the holy trinity of money. The holy trinity of money. There are actually three holy trinities of money. Number one, you need to make money. You need to make money. And how do you make money? When you actually engage in services, when you're actually employed by someone, or you actually render services to people. That is, you are creating value to the society. The value you create to the society will determine how far you are going to go in the society, and it will also determine how far you are going to make more money. So if you have more value that you can actually offer to the society, you are going to make more money from the society. So number one, it is imperative. The only trinity of money says that you need to make money. Don't be idle. Don't be idle. Don't be lazy. Go out there and make money in a legitimate means. And when you make money, what do? You invest part of that money by investing in investment portfolios, and not spending everything. It is only a foolish man that will spend all the money he has. It is only a foolish man that will always look that when I spend the money today, I'm going to get another one tomorrow. But what about when tomorrow comes and there's no money? What are you going to live on? Are you going to be pauperized? Are you going to be poor? Are you going to be miserable? And that's why make your money to grow for you. Make your money to work for you. Number two, the only trinity of money says that you need to manage money. Don't spend all your money. You need to manage money. And how do you manage that money? Divide your money into three parts: savings, investment, and and spending. The first thing you need to do is to invest the money. The second thing you need to do is to save the money. Then the third factor is that you spend the rest of the money. But don't do beyond yourself, because in our society we have a lot of people that always want to give the impression that they are actually rich. I've always learned something from this man called Mark Zuckerberg. Despite the fact that he's worth billions of dollars, you will never see him wearing a designer t-shirt or anything. He wears a simple dress, because I've come to notice one thing, that is only poor people that are always buying designers. You can never see a prudent man, an investor, buying designers, or if at all if he's going to buy designers, it is going to buy that thing based on on his level of investment. That is, his investment will actually fund his lifestyle at the end of the day. So if he's going to buy anything, it's going to be funded by his investment, as opposed to using his hard-earned money to buy those things. And that's what investment is talking about. So the second holy trinity of money says that you need to learn to manage money. Then the third one, the holy trinity of money, says that you need to multiply your money. So multiplying money is it is the third holy trinity of money. When you earn the money, you multiply the money. How do you multiply the money? You invest your money into where your money is going. It's going to have a compound interest for you. When the money is going to have a multiplier effect for you. When the money is going to generate more money for you at the end of the day. You see, one thing you need to know is that there are three classes of people in this world. We have the rich, we have the poor, and we have the wealthy people. And if you remember most of my topics that I've done before, I've always stated one thing, that there's a difference between the rich and and the wealthy people. They are not on the same pedestal. They are not the same thing. So there are three classes of people in the world. We have those that are poor, then we have those that are rich, and we have those that are very, very wealthy. So who are the poor? Those are the people that don't have, or they cannot afford the basic necessities of life, and people that cannot be able to maybe afford good diet, or the kind of places that they actually live is not conducive enough, and the rest of them. So they are actually poor. Then when you talk about the rich, you see, the rich are those that talks about cars, people that are talking about houses, people that are trying to pretend or to show to the society that they are actually rich, but they are not actually rich, because most of their wealth is based on credit. They are always indebted in credit card, in what I call a buy now, pay later, easy buy, and the rest of them, and loans at the end of the day. So those are the rich. Then you talk about the wealthy. The wealthy ones are those that have ideas. They are those that have what I call ideas. They are those that understand the dynamics of the money. They are those that actually understand how to generate money, how to make use of money. That will actually understand that when money is earned, money ought to be invested. That when you invest money, that is when your money is going to compound and your money is going to have what I call a multiplier effect. So the question now is that which category are you in? Are you in the category of the poor? Are you in the category of the rich? Or are you in the category of the wealthy? Which class are you? Do you understand the trinity of money, the holy trinity of money? That you need to make money, you need to manage money, and you need to multiply money. That the money you have actually earned must have a multiplier effect. Or you are actually the type that when you earn the money, you just save the money. The money does not create any value, but rather the money is creating dust in the bank, and the bank is making more money at your expense, or you are making other people rich. Or you are the type that when you get the money, you buy and waste all that money immediately without even thinking about the present or even the future. Or you are the type that is always trying to impress people by wearing designer clothes, by driving expensive cars, or living in an expensive apartment. You have forgotten that tomorrow will come like a thief in the night, and if care is not taken, it will take you unaware. So you need to be very, very prudent. You need to be very, very careful in this regard. That when you earn the money, you make your money, you manage your money, and also multiply your money. Don't forget that money is actually a spirit, and it's also what I call a tool. Money is actually a tool. And when you have more money, divide it into three parts: save, spend, and also invest. If you want a brighter future, then you need to join the category of the wealthy ones that actually have ideas on how to make more money. I believe you have actually gained something in this video. If you have actually gained something in this video, please subscribe to the video, to my channel now. And don't forget to share this video to the outside world. And also leave your comment on how I can actually serve you better. Very soon now, I'll be doing videos on economics, because I understand that a lot of our students out there, they need this economics, and wealth is not complete when you don't have the foundation of economics. So I'll be going into economics very, very soon, and sooner or later, I will also be going into literature in English and also English language. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. We are just starting. We have not done anything yet. We are just starting. We are just, we have just reached maybe 1% of 100%. So we have not even done anything. This channel is going to change your life, just like the way it's also changing my life. Before, I don't have any form of investment. I spend my money. I don't even prepare for tomorrow. But now, I am actually preparing for tomorrow, because now I have what I call financial education. If you want to know more about all this, my videos are actually there for you to watch. I've done so many videos that can actually enlighten you, that can actually educate you, that can actually give you more knowledge on investment and how to make money. Till I see you next time, thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye.